Hello? Hey, box of paint! Yay, someone! I hope you guys can hear me. Technically should be, but just gonna wait for an okay in a chat that audio is working and everything is good. Sun is good and viewing. Yay, thank you. Alright, so like I said, today is gonna be a bit of a chill painting session. And I have 3 prepared pieces like this with the neon backgrounds. And I chose a color palette for each. Now I just gotta choose which one I start with. Hey Erica, hi! Just maintenant je voulais call my agent sur Netflix. What is that? Hi Carolyn! Okay, so do I start with the bright orange, bright pink orange, or bright pink? Like, I think this one is a mix of these two, but so A, B, C. Hi Dominic. No one cares. Anyone? Any of those? Start with this one. It's right in front of me, so. Orange is always going to get my vote. I didn't know you were such a fan of orange. I knew for blue, but let's put all that there. Just a show that keep popping up on my feed. Not really what I'd usually watch, but sometimes it's interesting to try something new. What's the teal one? Everyone is hungry, so they're going for orange. And the minty one. Wait, what? You mean the paints? Orange is my favorite color, but it's not like a purple lover. I love orange as accents the thing. I find it really hard to dislike any color, personally. Oops, I forgot. These are quite old. And they've been sitting for a while, so I gotta remember to try and stir up the paint in there just a bit. Otto! Yay! Hi! How's your back? Someone is... Hey, Jellybean, hi! That's not me. No, it's not you. You're in there. Why is signing up for college classes so stressful? Is it? It's been so long. I don't remember. I remember the stress being mostly from the fact that you never knew if you were gonna get into the like the optional classes. Like there was one spot or two where you had your pick within a selection, and there would always be a few classes with limited spots, and those were usually the most interesting. So like he would ask for a first choice, second choice, maybe even third choice, and sometimes you wouldn't even get any of these. You'd get something else. It's killing me. I'm laid back on the sofa. Oh no. Dang it. We are rewatching The Good Place and identify so much with the dude who can't make a decision. Chidi! Oh no! Hi Veronica, I don't know if I said hi. Yes. We're gonna be painting some abstracts flowers like this and this. I wish I could go back into college again. I would want to either be in wildlife management or veterinarian. Ooh. I absolutely do not have the balls to be a vet. How many acrylic gouache do you have now? Oh, do I have to answer that? Really? Thing is I've had these for a long time, so I just couldn't figure out how to use them in a way that I would enjoy. I tried doing illustrations with them, but I don't know. So far, this is the most fun I've had with these. I just want to see all the colors. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this, oh, poop. So, like I said in the beginning, I've prepared palettes for 2 other paintings. So I have, like, these are out of the box, literally. And then I have this box. I don't know if it will fit in the camera, but yeah. I think that's the whole acrylic gouache, except for the metallic colors, like metallic red, metallic green, all that. And I have these are from the description box. They're really nice. I know they're not Holbein, so, but they're really, really good. I love them. Yeah, they are really nice. And through having painted the caps like this is the brightest thing I've done with these. Makes it so much easier to like pick colors and all that. Put this back. I think I have the palette from Rebecca Green also, but it's not within reach. Could we start on City Glimpse? Yeah, I struggled for a really long time on how to store them, and eventually this is a box from like the dollar store, and it became like available, and I was like, oh, if I can fit all of them in there, that would be a really nice way. Hey, Nicole, hi. Is anyone also painting today? I'm painting Kissing Puffins. Oh, I'm hoping to paint a bit. Yay! Painted yesterday, trying to organize today. Ooh, what did you paint yesterday? My friend made me a jelly plate. I'm going to... Ooh! A nocturne with both. Oh, wow. That's really difficult, though. Like, night scenes. That's what a nocturne is, right? Nocturne. The opposite of nocturne is diurne. Sorry if it comes off like college. Oh, it's okay. It's fine. It's just, I think it's really like a faint, distant memory for a lot of us, so not necessarily a lot of input to bring here. First of all, because it's like from so long ago. Hey, Lena, hi. So I'm really happy because I managed to convince Otto to watch the pirate show. Her flag means death. And she did, and she enjoyed it, I believe. And I know that Duad also watched it and loved it. I'm like, yes! All of you! Watch the pirate show. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my god, what? No, no spoilers. Of course, no spoilers. Jeez. It's a much more emotional ride than one would think of, like one would assume. Oh, it's such a great show. I'm rewatching it again for like the 6th time. Yeah, the show is Our Flag Means Death. It's on HBO Max. And it's really, really good. Ray! age, but I loved it too. My hubs has been watching Heartstoppers on repeat, so I'll have a brief window to watch other thing. Try to sneak in Our Flag Means Death. Pretty sure it's gonna be hard to stop. I have yet to see someone who didn't enjoy it. And it's really, really good. It's really refreshing and funny, and it's not super long. It's like 10 episodes of 30 minutes. So I got Otto into the Our Flag Means Death, and she brought to my attention that Rammstein released a new album yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, we watched all in one. Yeah, it's like what? I mean, it's a good marathon, but it's what, about 5 hours of TV. That's manageable. Like, it's not 20 episodes of 45 minutes. Like, the elementary seasons are a lot more meaty than that. Also, there was a new Mugwai song last week. I love Mugwai. I must say that like every time. Our Flag Means Death is amazing in the sense that every time I watch it, I sort of spot something that I had not spotted in previous sessions. And I know it's like details, but it kind of shows that the people who made the show put some thought into the staging of the scenes, and, you know, like, feel like those spaces and everything is lived in by those characters, not just a set, you know. Oh, it's okay, Jellybean, no worries. I wasn't able to make the stream last week, so I mean, I've been struggling to paint fast AF because I'm using a size 5 to paint the sky. Ugh. Ouch, that sounds like a nightmare. Don't do that to yourself. Yeah, go grab some brushes. 11 by 14 is huge. Spill the puddle and swoosh like mad. Use your fingers. Like, puddle and you with your fingers. So I don't want to talk about this extensively, but I'm a bit late on it, but I'm semi keeping up with the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial thing. And I don't want to talk about it extensively, but it just cracks me up that one of the lawyers, their surname is Rottenborn. For a lawyer. I'm like, you know, you could have sort of taken a nom de plume, you know? Rotten born, that's... I mean, okay. It's just full of, like, unnecessary meaning. I'm like, dude. To each their own, of course, but... I mean, you're allowed. Is this the... Yeah, that's the guy that objected to his own question, I think. Robin Hood Menendez. You mean you change your name to Latrine? How did that joke fare, by the way? Like, are latrines... I mean, it's a French word. Latrine, it's a toilet, but is it used in English as well? The trial's way too public. Well, they don't really have a choice. I mean, it's either public or not. I'm currently at the... I'm a bit behind, but I'm watching Emily D. Baker's video on the cross-examination of Johnny Depp by Amber Heard's lawyers, and I mean, sometimes you kind of want to punch the guy, right? The way he phrases his question, it's like, dude, didn't you listen what like Johnny Depp said earlier about how he did this or didn't do that, or I mean, whatever. And the guy asks really loaded questions that are not subtle at all. So Depp is like, well, I can't... That's not what happened. That's not, like, not accurate. You know. Not really, but we know what it means. Latrines are a more common word in the military. Oh, okay. I heard it a lot as a kid, but I think it went out of fashion apart from military. But I'm tired of celebrity relationship drama being so public. Honestly, the case is a good segue away from the slap her. Oh my god. Am I reading that correctly? What? Hey, Salome, hi. Well, that's the thing. He's not repeating. Okay, example. The whole situation about the finger that got cut. Okay, so a quick context. Johnny Depp suffered an injury to his middle finger of his right hand, where a chunk of it was cut off. Okay, and one side says that he did it to himself, and the other side says that it's an injury as a consequence of being thrown a bottle at. Okay. And of course Johnny Depp says that he didn't do it to himself. And the Amber Heard's lawyer was like, so when you cut your finger and you asked for medicine after blah 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 blah, and he's like, I didn't cut my finger, it got cut. You know, that kind of stuff, which is super like, it's grating, because you always feel like he's trying to throw one quickly, like, whoop. Oh, you said yes. You said yes. You're fucked. You said yes. You're like, yeah, but you've been droning on about this for like hours, and my brain is mush, and you keep like phrasing these questions, like, you know, it's that kind of stuff that feels really, really gross. Am I reading that? Oh yeah, that's what the lawyer keeps saying. Am I reading that correctly? And Johnny Depp is like, yes. I heard, I think Emily D. Baker was saying that he keeps asking the questions this way so that the jury gets an impression that Johnny Depp said yes a lot to the questions asked by Amber Heard's lawyers. So they are kind of left with this impression of him, like, what's the word I'm looking for? But it's like if he admits culpability for stuff by saying yes all the time. But it's the stupid questions like, did I really read that correctly? Am I reading that correctly? And it's like, it's not relevant. Amber's lawyer kept asking Dev if he was incorrectly. Dev's like, you continue to read that. At one point, he was like, yep, and even the 3 exclamation points, you know. And the lawyers are like super. They look so gleeful when they can say like a crude word, which is hilarious on its own. Wait, he's a guitarist, right? Why would he cut his own finger on purpose? It's his dominant hand too. They're trying to imply that he was so high on drugs that he mutilated himself. Hey, Jinja! Excuse me, Johnny, do you mean to tell me you're in the shower washing your hair after your perm at the time of the incident? Yeah, exactly. Excellent. Oh, that one was good. How does he say it? Like, missed last year's shoes or something. That's from Legally Blonde, by the way, I think. But yeah, it's trying like for a gotcha moment, but there's really nothing there. And it's super convoluted. Like the time frame of thing is really hard to follow, and he's probably doing that on purpose so we can give the impression that some events happened like on the same day or as a consequence to each other when in fact they were not. You know, it's just it's so I physically lolled when he said he'd get some tablets to Marilyn to make him talk. Oh, that was so funny. I didn't know you were following it, although I asked you, but yeah, I didn't know. I didn't want to push it either because it's kind of a triggering like whole situation, and you never know who's gonna be more sensitive to it or not. I'm fascinated by it for the way the legal system work, and that's what I'm sort of really focusing on. But at the same time, like it's a dreary situation. That isn't just. That's why people are obsessing over it and just can't grasp interest. Everyone deserves to be treated as human. Although I have to say I'm shocked by how little care juries have to a trial. What do you mean? I pick up things here and there on social media. I'm not sat down to watch it. Sorry, I don't mean to say hello. Also, this is dumb than my intent. I just don't. Well, I don't know why people are fixating. I know why I'm like following it up because I like this stuff. I like to understand how the legal system works, and these things always look super terrible at first glance. But when you sort of figure out why they are happening this way, I find that super interesting. Hold on, guys. Okay. Sorry. When I was a jury, no one but myself took any notes about the case. Well, we don't see what the jury does though in this case, like to preserve their identity and their privacy. I was writing everything down, but the others were making decisions on some flimsy memory. Oof. Like, do you think you can remember every detail? Ugh. I would be taking notes like running out of paper all the time. GD, I'll hold the case up for months. I was kind of disappointed when I heard Amber got money from Johnny's divorce case. Said she would give 3.5 to 2 different shares. Yeah, they discussed that in the trial. I didn't pay super attention to that moment, but I think maybe she didn't even give the money out first. He did give money to those charities, and then she sort of called him out on it, saying he was doing that just for tax purposes. But don't quote me on that. Like, a person's life literally depends on what we decide to pay attention. Yeah, please. That is fair, but since tabloids lie about celebs, most common knowledge is false, so it's really hard to accurately. But that's the whole point. That's why following the trial is interesting. And I mean, I'm not just watching it. I'm watching it from Emily D. Baker's channel, and she's a lawyer too. So the commentary she provides is super helpful and really helps, you know, to understand what's going on. And that's, I mean, if I was just watching it for watching it, I wouldn't know what's going on. I would just be like, people talking, this is boring, that dude has a weird name, and all that. But her commentary really makes a difference. But many other rich people donate to charity for tax purposes. Yeah, many of those. And I mean, but you know, it's just this, it kind of highlights the fact that it looks like in her eyes, he can do nothing good. Like everything he does is either with intent or with, I don't know, who knows what's going on in her mind, seriously. I'm really eager to watch how her like her examination will go, her direct. Well, Shadi Lon and another guy donate money for her, and her divorce case supported her more money. That's, no, I know that's not you, that's someone else, but I'm okay. Unrelated, by virtue of sweet serendipity, one of my nerds is set to share a stage with Lil. Oh, that's so cool! And paid while he performs. Oh, that's really cool. She wants her bugs back. But yeah, that's just, you know, like people, I don't know what people think, but if you just look at it, I'm like, don't be afraid to think it's like no one is watching. Like if you just take it like that, it looks like it's a trial like about two rich people that have done terrible things, and it's basically like they're a messy divorce, but it's kind of not what is actually going on, which is why I think it's super fascinating to look into this stuff, as to whether it's stuff like why is it happening in Virginia, or all that, the fact that it's in Virginia, what that means for the specific court, and all that stuff. I don't know, I just find it really interesting. Maybe that's just me. It's also interesting to see how people react to the whole thing, in a way. Because you get to see a bit of everything, and it's like nightmarish. I heard Black China's case is pretty spicy too, even though no cameras are allowed. Yeah, I heard that too, but it's the Kardashian, and I just can't. They would be the first, on the first shuttle to be yeeted into the sun if I had a word in it. Just dreadful stuff. Hopefully someone will film it, Ginger. That would be really cool. Sounds super stressful too. I mean, whew. Although, had you watched the latest Batman movie? Just feeling meh about it. Okay. Nope, not sure if I will. I saw it with some friends at the end of March. I agree, Jinja. I hope so too. So sick of watered down blend versions of Catwoman. Well, I mean, this one was... I mean, I didn't hate it, so that says a lot. In general. They always bring this one trope with Batman movies that I don't like. Not because it's a bad one per se, but it's just... I don't feel like movies are the best way to establish like romances and stuff, because you only have a limited amount of time, and they always end up skimping on like, why are these people in love? Or is it love, or is it just physical attraction? Like, what is it? Yeah, we watched it. I liked it. Had its issue, but it was a nice movie to turn my brain off while watching. I'm mostly annoyed that they No, I don't think they queer baited. I think she's just bi. I think she's just bisexual. Oh, have you guys watched the new Fantastic Beasts? I have not, and I will not. I'm sorry, but J.K. Rowling has completely ruined all the fun of anything Harry Potter for me. Then I will be more likely to watch it at some point. Yeah, seriously, we watched it in installment because it's a 3 hours movie. And it was like, I think it is, for me, my favorite rendition of Batman. As a whole. Not saying it's perfect, and I can hear people saying stuff like, oh, but he's this and he's that. And I'm like, yeah, but I kind of like that better than like all the other ones. And like Catwoman was I think it was my favorite Catwoman too. No, yeah, she is. I mean, it was implied that she was intimate with her roommate, and then that plotline got thrown out the windows. It did not. Tell me, it's not like the... No, it's not. It ends, for one. I'm not saying it's a like super happy everybody walks into the sunshine kind of ending, but it ends. Whereas like Our Flag Means Death is kind of left more on a question mark. Our Flag Means Death. Don't want to go out and say too many spoilers about the Batman, but I didn't feel like the thing with Catwoman was... It was kind of not extensively explained or anything with the relationships, but that's a movie. Like, even Our Flag Means Death, being a TV show, had more time to explain stuff than that 3 hour movies. That 3 hours movie had. So I can't really like blame them for it, but it is kind of queer baitish and didn't really... Well, they didn't give depth to anything. That's what bothers me. That's the whole... Like, I don't know why they always try to put super... like... How can I explain this? Like, relationships between characters that start during the movie and go super far within the movie, but with, like, no time skip or anything. And you're like, that kind of stuff doesn't happen all in 3 days, you know. It's very rarely, like, I feel, spread out properly in time, because of the fact that it's a movie and not like a TV show that has a lot more time to work this stuff out. Yeah, if they don't have time to give it depth onto it. Yeah, that's kind of what I agree with you, yes. But that's sort of the only thing that really bothers me from the movie, and it's not specific to this movie. It's like any movie. They did it with like all the Marvel movies really suffer from that, like Thor. Ugh. It's always compounded by if I like the work the actress did or not. Like, it's not their fault if they get shitty roles to play out, but working timelines hurts my brain. It can be very upsetting. Yeah. And it automatically feels fake, you know? Like, oh, I met this person 3 days ago and now we're in love. You're like, Unless that's like the focus of the whole thing. It just like, wait, so you're telling me that you're busy with saving the city and fighting off this bad guy and doing this and that, and you have like the brain energy to fall in love with someone? Really? Also, why did they use Something in the Wind twice? Because it's a freaking brilliant song and they should have used it all the time. All the time! Hey, they're paid for it. Who cares? I mean, I would care. I guess they're all not about money. I think Hollywood doesn't really know how to give death. Dude, just watch Our Flag Means Death, okay? Just do it. Just do it! Live action death. Oh, that was... Let's make a year-long game of cat and mouse, a 3-minute convo, and ready, set, go. No, that was terrible. I forgot they made a Death Note movie. That basically sums it up quite well. GB is for the best. GB? I really love that the... Oh yeah, I mean, seriously, like... Everything is brilliant in that show. It's kind of mind-blowing. This weird feeling of not having to rely on fan-made material to sort of have something make sense or be good. Like, no, they put it in the thing. It's in the thing itself. So I know the guy who made Death Note made an anime make. I don't know. I don't really have much to say because, spoiler, I don't really like Death Note. I like the idea, but that's basically it. Like, who hasn't dreamed of finding a book where you could, like... I know a couple of people who would be in that book right now. If you catch my drift. It's a bit like, hey, suddenly you wake up and you have like Jedi powers. I go, really? You can do shit with your brain. But yeah, aside from that. Movies aren't really my medium. I like them if I can watch them in segments. That's what we usually do. Like we will watch like a half hour, 45 minutes, hour segment, pause it, then watch the rest the other day at supper. It's really hard to sit for a movie, like a whole movie. Anyway, I like TV shows or episode stuff because you can really decide what you want to do. You can watch all the episodes in one go, so it's like a huge movie, or you can watch them at any pace you want. So I think that's kind of clever. Also, it gives you a lot of time to explore ideas and stuff, which you might not get if it's like a full-length movie. Out of curiosity, what subscription services are you guys subscribed to? Like Netflix, Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus. I don't know what the HBO one is in the US because it's sort of different here in Canada. Is anyone excited for Stranger Things? Please, I'm not. Sorry to poop on the parade, but I haven't been excited for it in a while. It just... Ugh. Feels like it has overstayed its welcome a bit. His ability to recall actors' name is like my ability to recall pigment codes. Who's excited for Thor Love and Thunder? Just Spotify. I know it's not a film to you on, but it's still no. Oh really? We have Netflix and the one local one that allows us to access HBO at the moment. Netflix has been a bit lately. Womp womp. I think pandemic film process hence volume 2. Wait, what? Oh, for Strangers. I have Netflix, Prime, and Paramount, but I'd probably get Disney Plus. We have Prime and Netflix, but most night over dinner just watch YouTube. Oh really? We'll watch Otto's vids too, and he doesn't get too much from it, but knows that. Aww. That's really cool. We have Netflix, Prime, and Disney. That's super interesting. Midnight is really good. That's the only show lately that's held my attention. We're currently watching Barry. I'm a bit on the fence about it. Yeah, Disney's going hard on Marvel and Star Wars. Yeah, that they own that stuff. They're gonna milk it for all it's worth, good or bad. I mean, I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad stuff that comes out of it. Like again, excited to see Thor. But yeah, I mean, of course they're gonna try to come up with as many productions as possible. I want to see Turning Red too. But it's really difficult to justify getting Disney Plus. We have our Amazon all screwed up, and Ubs gets the Audible and Kindle deals, and he's the one who will never use either. Oh no! Just started Ted Lasso. What is that on? Well, the milk Kim so far has been all cream. Meaning it's good or not? Because, I mean, that's debatable. Oh my god, Ginger! He's paying attention. That's awesome. And I still so like a party pooper. Oh no. Their mission. What is Severance? The only thing I've tried watching from Disney Plus is their Falcon and Winter Soldier series, and they lost me. That's saying a lot because I love like Winter Soldier and like Falcon and Cap. Not saying that their whole story setup is great. It definitely has issues, but I love these characters and they managed to lose me. I was like, what? Oh, that one is a flop. It's on Apple. What is it about? I've heard a lot of people mention it. Just have no idea what it's about. How could they? I'm sure it's because they cut Bucky's hair. They should have kept his hair. In the comic books, he gets a cat. He has a white cat named Alpine. Oh, by the way, Yinmin Blue. I got one from Dirty Blue Shop, and this one hardened not. Wait, either. Well, their binder, the Kremer binder is a bit weird. So I don't know if that's where the issue comes from. But it's definitely not my favorite binder. You remember for cat names, this is the Well, that's the important stuff. And I mean, she's a white cat named Alpine. That's kind of easy to like tie together. I saw at some point they drew him with a man bun. Good job. Oh yeah, Kramer hasn't got in contact with me ever since. Oops. Well, I mean, your video was decent. I don't remember you pulling a Shinhan on Kramer, right? I mean, it hardened and they sent you a new one, and yeah, I mean, it hardened again. So it's a bit, you know, like how M. Graham Cobalt Violet hardens a lot too, and like M. Graham is still like, oh my gosh, thank you for letting us know. We will send you a new one, and you're like, no, not necessary. I mean, you've already sent me a new one like once or twice, and they're like, no. Here, give me your address. I'll send you a new one. And thanks for the feedback. Our scientists will be thankful. And, you know, they're like all over the place being super nice. And you're like, geez. And Kramer is like, oh, yeah, it rubs off a lot. And it hardens to really hard brick. And, yep. Well, Jellybean, it's because they don't want to shut off the Chinese market. This is why we can't get LGBTQ characters. Yep, that's exactly it. So the only thing to do is to stop watching Disney stuff. Sadly. Like everybody was like, oh, but turning red does not relate to me. It's like, yeah, but there are other people's out. You're not the only person out there. You're not the only experience of life out there. So of course certain things are not going to appeal to you. That's fine. China has too much money to ignore. Yep. It's the same kind of issue as you get with vegan cosmetics. I don't know if that has changed, but China insists on testing stuff on animals. So if a company wants to sell in China, they are necessarily not vegan. And yeah. And like, deal with it. Money speaks, you don't. I know, but it is frustrating. At least America Chavez is making it into Marvel movies. Oh, let's hope that you don't cancel it. Yeah, that's people online are disappointing. People forget that actors only play characters. They are not the characters. And it shows in that kind of stuff like harassment, but it also shows in other places that, I mean, I'm like, dude, it's not because the internet is there that there is no limit to, like, you still need to be proper. Like, I see people draw really suggestive material featuring characters from movies or TV shows, and it's based on actors, and then they will sort of tag the actors in the thing, and you're like, no, 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 don't do that. Don't. That's super awkward. Secondhand embarrassment is real. Just up. Hey, Steve! Gardening today. Oh, that's great. What are you working on? You put anything on? Not yet. Oh, you're too nice. I know I had figured out something I wanted to put in there, but I forgot to write it down, and it's escaped my brain for now. Because I'm trying to think of something that is a good fit, because like I'm used to working with sketchbooks that sort of don't necessarily keep afterwards. And it's kind of the first time that I have a book that is worth like keeping, of course. So I'm trying to think of what kind of resource I could put in there, what kind of things I could draw or paint in there that I would go back to reference. Having a cuppa. I had a coffee already, but it sounds yummy. It's not that precious. Well, it is not necessarily precious, but it is special. And I have like sketchbooks that are not special, and in those I will put just about anything. But I'm trying to think like what when I scroll through a sketchbook, what's the kind of stuff that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna keep this sketchbook. It has enough of this type of content in there. So that's what I'm sort of trying to focus on and to organize in my head. Kind of craving bubble tea. Do I want it enough to go in there? Ooh. Will your back let you? You were in my thoughts, Steve, recently because the crocuses are finally coming up. And if I remember right, you planted a lot of them, right? And they always remind me of that. I'm so happy to see them, though. So crocuses, daffodils, tulip soon, sorry. Really good question. Like, back to sketchbook stuff, I don't believe in perfect sketchbooks. Like, it's meant to be like a sketchbook, but I also, like, I've binned Apollo sketchbooks recently. I went through my stash and I was like scrolling through and I was like, oh, well, this one has nothing really special in terms of drawing in there, so this one can go in the bin. And oh, this other one, there's a couple of drawings in there, ideas that I still really like, so I'm gonna keep it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What kind of things did you enjoy seeing when you go? What kind of things? 40,000. I hope they were nice because that's a lot of work in. Crocuses, if I remember correctly, they double up each season, right? Like you plant one, and the next year you have two, and the next year you have four, and the next year you have eight. That kind of stuff, right? Because I think the bulb divides and spawns too. What kind of things do you enjoy seeing when you look through your other sketchbooks? It's either like when I drew, like, let's say I drew a lot of one of my D&D characters in there, and the drawings are like still okay. That's something I will keep because it's tied to a memory of sorts. Or when I see like drawings or sketches, I'm like, oh, these I still think these are okay, so I will keep these. But some sketchbooks, they're like full of studies or copies or, you know, just very meh art, so those go in the bin. I can't do the like sketchbooks that look like finished artwork all the time. It's not my style. Sometimes it's funny, like you look through an older sketchbook and you're like, but I drew better back then than I do now. I like this stuff, this old stuff more than the new stuff. Damn it. That's always like a, oh no. How did that happen? I love gardening. Yeah. I mentioned this book between study sketchbooks and sketchbooks. A big mood. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing now. Like I made those really like inexpensive biodegradable sketchbooks from like newsprint and like quickly bound them myself, and I feel like these are completely disposable, so I feel fine putting just about anything in there. And if it turns out to be one of those like, oh, it's just studies and copies, well, okay, I'm gonna just bin it, and you know, it's fine, it doesn't take up space. And because that's the issue, like it's ultimately when you've been drawing for a really long time, you end up with a lot of sketchbooks and they take space. I plan on dividing my bees. Ooh. So you're gonna split the colony into multiple colonies? So you're gonna need a queen per colony, right? Any phase of ugly art is transition. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, but it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I've kept, yeah, I mean, when I was like 18, of course I had all of my sketchbooks too. But, like, talk to me again in 20 years. If you've kept all of them. And you, aw, you're way too kind. They will make a queen if, oh, really? Oh, bees are so cool. Do you have a lot of, like, fruit trees, or is it more like, wildflowers and that kind of stuff? Like, what does the bees pollinate? I have thorning tendencies, so probably. Well, that's not ideal, but yeah. I mean, you're gonna reach a point where it might be like, I don't know, maybe you see that. Anyway, that's a lot. It just piles up. There's some of them where I kept like the important pages sort of and bin the rest. It's also why I try to fill up my sketchbook pages as much as possible so that I can make the best of it, you know. It's really funny, speaking of ugly stages, because when I paint these, I find that there's always a moment where it's just like the flowers on the neon background that is appalling. I always look at them and I'm like, oh no, this looks awful. It's hurting my retinas. But when I put in the neutralizing like greenery, it always looks better. So it's just a phase. You have to tough it through, and then when you are through it, like, this is already a bit more interesting than this here, you know. I burned many years of sketchbooks. Family said that was a bad thing, now you take them. Oh no! Well, how did it make you feel to get rid of them this way? Because sometimes it's just a way to get rid of them. You know, as a kid, when you burn up your notebooks from school, it's like, yeah, school is over. But sometimes it's just like, well, I'm done with this. It's taking up space and I need kindling, so. Pretty simple maths. Cathartic? Oh, that was worth it then. They're yours after all. You do what you want with them. MD Campbell has some good video on purging sketchbook with sticky. Oh, what? I'll have to check it out. I haven't heard from Mark in forever. Burning notebooks? Oh yeah. Well, before the internet was a thing, us kids would get together at the end of a term, and sometimes it would make a bonfire and just, you know, burn your notebooks. Like, haha, stupid chemistry class, I'm done, and you burn a notebook. I think he posted something recently, so I assume it's just been busy. I hope that's the case. I like keeping most of my stuff because memory isn't great and my art, yeah, art is different. Notebooks from school. What a new alternative to a burn book. That's a literal burn book. Oh yes, book burning isn't always for censorship purposes. Okay, we didn't have that here. It was I don't think it was an unofficial kind of occurrence, and I mean it was kind of like 20 years ago. and like the most common piece of technology people would have were pagers back then, so I don't know what kids today do. But yeah, making a big bonfire and having marshmallow and, you know. My friend and I burn our GCSE textile books. What is that? Oh Lord, help my gerbils. Oh no. Oh no, gerbils. It's called deleting your history. Oh, maybe. Too old got to deal with things that others will be forced to. Nice having you and your watches. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by, Steve. We always appreciate your visits. Yeah, enjoy the gardening. I hope you're having a great day for that today. And see you possibly another Saturday. I will send you photos, Steves, when I start in the beautiful sketchbook you sent me. And I'm super excited to get to it, but at the same time I'm like nervous. Hey Val! Hi! Yup. If you don't get it, let it lie. Yep. Who knew birds and bees had a gerbil section? Do you guys like switch out favorite artists all the time? And if so, who is your current favorite artist? Artist is an artwork, I guess, yes? Yeah, like paintings and drawing and stuff, not necessarily music or, you know. Does that make sense? If that's a loaded question, is their favorite artist for the artwork? I mean, you answer that question however you want, but like the way my brain would put it is like the current obsession. In terms of ones I follow, one of them would be Luixi. Oh yeah, I think you've shown me stuff from him, Otto. He's the guy who does the stuff with leaves and like nature items. A favorite artist for making art which makes me uncomfortable but unable to look away. There are too many favorites. Oh no! Hold on, guys. We have a crisis. Sorry. Okay, so... Does that work? Hold on, let me... Okay, that should work, right? I just need to keep this up. No, not a pseudo one this time. Otto got booted off. Oh no, Jellybean. Yeah, it was the real Otto this time. I'm laughing because I love the please help me like gif, not because it's actually funny. I don't know what YouTube is thinking. It was gift party content. Yep. I'm falling. I can't get up. Oh no, there were no gift for talk. I was spoiled by the lack of shifted that said without. Oh my god, is that Arnold? His face looks like it's made from plasticine. That's such an hemorrhoid. Yikes. Oh my god, that's a very telling way of putting it. Does it continue if you switch to a different device? I love the way if I type ginger, my phone will tell me, I think you mean ginger! I should try another device, but the other device is in another room and I'm currently laid back with a hip injury. Oh no. Summon Mr. Otto. Summon the Gerbil Brigade. That would be so cute. The Gerbil Brigade might be busy. Oh no. Oh no! They can get their shit together for 5 minutes, I'm sure. Aw, that's such a cute photo. no. Oh, a video. I've checked the video. Okay, let's see if that works. Did it work? I cannot check if it works because it has to... Oh, thank you so much for being here, Veronica. I hope you have a great weekend. Do it again, do it again. Okay, hold on. Okay. Of course. Hold on. Does anyone else FaceTime their parents or elderly relative? This is your view the whole time. Well, my family doesn't even do FaceTime. They wouldn't be able to figure it out. Though, odd thing, every time we use something like FaceTime or like, you know, the Facebook Messenger video thing, if it's on speaker, the cats, they go crazy about it. They show up and they get really, like, angsty over it. They start meowing and trying to get close to it, and it's just so weird. That's the everything that sounds a bit tinny, like often the audio from that kind of stuff on speaker, it really bothers them. They would do it with the answering machine too. Like the way the audio comes out of the answering machine, it would trigger them as well. Hi, Otto's mom's forehead. Like they want to join in the talk, or is it? It looks like anxious. They sound anxious, which is really weird. And they start like being very needy and in our face and meowing, and it's just like, what do you think you're doing, cat? think I'll head out already. Yeah, I'm gonna... I mean, we're almost done with the stream too, so... Oh, that's so sweet, Ginger. When Ansem hops onto Zoom where Carl Didi immediately recognizes he's about to sit still for an hour, she goes see him, and a minute later you hear his co-workers, "Hi, Didi!" If he's ignoring her, sometimes this co-worker will say, "Hey, Ansem, pet your cat." That's amazing. Have a great weekend, Jellybean. Thank you so much for being here. Did I learn perhaps too quick? Yeah, maybe. Love it when the colleagues demand you love your pet. Yeah, me too. Hey, Chris! She will either ignore it or she'll correct it, but then it slowly moves back into that position. The number of times she's showing me something and it's not even on the screen. I don't know why, but I find that really funny. I've been... oh. It's so weird being Otto's editor. Because I get to work on videos of stuff before they come out. Sometimes I'm about to comment on something like from Otto's video, and then my brain catches up with the fact that it's a video that's not out yet. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. Hey, Paulo! Okay, so here's a thing that shocked me on YouTube recently. Please tell me what you think of this errand. That's Otto, by the way. I discovered there's a thing called cash stuffing videos. Oh, yeah! Okay, so I will continue reading what Otto has written. Okay, for those that don't know, one of the ways you can budget is by having an envelope for each budget items. Then on your payday, you withdraw cash and divide up the cash into the envelopes. You spend from those envelopes, and when the money... Sorry. You spend from those envelopes, and when the money in the... Sorry, in the envelopes. Okay, so there are videos of people who do this on screen, showing a lot of money in cash. I think that's done. Great thing of acrylic gouache is that you can usually remove the tape right away. It dries super quickly. And it's always great to be able to see these without the bright orange, bright neon border that messes up the effect. Though, I mean, I don't think the camera is picking up all the neon orange, but always makes for a really fun contrast. They withdraw thousands of dollars, pounds in one go, and keep it all in one binder. A binder they put on screen. Yeah, that's... That's weird, right? Is that not dangerous? It is! And especially in conjoined with Facebook and people doing vlogs and that kind of weird stuff where, I mean, clever people can figure out like where you live. It doesn't take that much info, you know. Like I was watching a video recently, and even if the person has never mentioned anything about where they live, at some point they mention a grocery store in their area, and sure enough, if you Google that name of grocery store, well, it gives you a much smaller area of the US that they would possibly live in. So, I mean, it doesn't take that much to narrow it down, and then if you show you have money like within reach at that place, someone can be really clever and put one and one together. Though I gotta say, Otto has sent me some of these videos, and some are hilarious because the way certain people budget kind of makes no sense, and that was funny. Let me just check in on Facebook that I'm at this cute cafe with my unlocked car. Yeah, exactly. People are not being careful about that. Like, I've seen some art vloggers, or artists that do studio vlogs and the like. And people are like, oh, we really enjoy when you do outside videos. And I agree, but then the person was like, I'm too paranoid. I don't want to show what it's like outside where I live, you know? my mouse. Yes, some people budgets are train wreck in slow-mo. Heck, like Otto showed me one where the person had a lot of debts to pay, but they would still plan for like special expenses, like stuff they could have easily cut out and sort of put into like getting clear of the debts first before they like, and after you sort of set up that special budget for something more fun. Wait, Paulo, what acrylics have PO49? I watch it mostly for that because I have really trashy taste. She has Peloton. Ugh. I feel like something like Peloton would probably be one of the first things to go. It's a subscription to like the exercise company thingy, right? I don't know about theft in your areas, but lately car catalysts have been stolen excessively in my area. I don't have a car, so yeah. I mean, Otto. Where did you find that, Paulo? And Apple Watch and holidays. Girl, you have 8 debts. Oh yeah, and there was a budget for like clothes every month. And you're like, I can't really think of a piece of clothing that needs to be refreshed every month. It's on their site. It's a reason. Oh, that's weird. I don't know if Jackson's has it. Though maybe the whole point of the envelope stuffing thing is to not rely on cards, so to not make those debts worse. Anyway, I think that will be it for today, guys. Unless there's any specific question to answer before the end of the stream, but otherwise, yeah, I will probably paint these. I'll often paint this kind of thing on Sundays to sort of chill, because it's a lot of fun to do and it's not very demanding, and my brain is mush most of the time, so. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. And hopefully we will see each other next week on Saturday too. And in the meantime, see you guys on the Discord. And I really hope you have a great week and that you can perhaps enjoy a bit of nice weather, possibly. So yeah, thanks guys. Have a great weekend.